These black cats, man. These black cats. Listen, Daniel Ballard, bruh. I remember first hearing about Daniel Ballard when I was following the championship playoffs, and he scored that last-minute header in the playoff semifinal against Coventry City. This guy is a proper Premier League center back. He gives me, this is the spirit of Robert Huth. You remember Robert Huth from back in the days at Stoke City? That's Daniel Ballard. That's the kind of center back you need in the Premier League if you want to stay up. What a game from Sunderland. Sunderland 2, Arsenal 2. Look, before I get into this video, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. When I saw this game come up, I had a feeling Sunderland, I think a lot of us had a feeling that Sunderland would cause Arsenal some troubles, right? They're not necessarily a team that's going to play Arsenal off the park. Really, there's no team that really plays Arsenal off the park. You have to be a physical team that can match Arsenal in their physical attributes, right? In their set pieces, whether it's long throw-ins, crosses, you have to be able to match Arsenal in that way. If you don't have the skill set of a elite team like a Bayern, PSG, Liverpool, City, like all these elite teams, if you don't have that kind of team, you can't beat Arsenal by playing them off the park. You can't even score against them. Teams have been struggling to get a shot on target against Arsenal for over a month now. A shot on target. Talk us of clean sheets. They became clean sheets for fun. And going to this game, I just had a feeling, I think a lot of us did, that Sunderland can get something out of this game. Arsenal will still be favorites to win the game, but Sunderland can find something kind of in this game to motivate them. In the first half, Arsenal really weren't creating much, right? This Sunderland team is very well structured. They're very well organized. They defend very well in that low block with those three center backs. Gertruda, Ballard, and Mukiele, and then you have Reinaldo on the left, who's basically a center back that can play left back, and Trey who I really like. You know, I followed him a little bit in the championship last season. Really good, strong on the ball, good on the ball as well. Can kind of move into midfield at times when Sunderland are a little bit outnumbered with Xhaka and Sadiki in there. So it's a very good back line. I just had a feeling that they'll be able to frustrate Arsenal, and they were frustrating Arsenal for large periods of the game. And then they get their chance to go forward, and the ball falls to Ballard. I said it before, this guy is a proper Premier League center back. The kind of center back you want defending your goal, and the kind of center back you want attacking the opposition goal. The commentator called him basically Sunderland's Gabriel. So he gives Sunderland what Gabriel gives Arsenal to a lesser level, yes, but that's kind of the role he plays. And he played it to perfection on that first goal. The touch with his left and then the kind of volleyed hit on his right. That's exceptional play from any kind of player. Talking of a center back. And from that point on, I'm thinking this is a perfect scenario for Sunderland. You frustrate them. You know, Arsenal going to press up, and then you can maybe hit them on the counter attack. Use Isidore's pace, use maybe Traore's pace. When they get tired, you bring on, which they did with 30 minutes to go, you bring in the likes of Taubi, Adingra, Brobbey, who's a big bruising figure that can hold the ball up, but also pretty good technically, pretty good, you know, he's Dutch, so he has that technicality in his game. But then Sunderland, this is the mistake that sometimes championship teams make when it comes to the Premier League. I know Enzo Lefebvre has been in Ligue 1. He's an experienced, talented player, but you do not have that much time in the Premier League. And you certainly do not have that much time against Arsenal. And you certainly do not have much time against Declan Rice pressing you. Get the ball away. Get the ball back to your keeper, let him hoof it clear. And you lose the ball there. And Sunderland concede a cheap goal. Really, Arsenal hadn't created anything in the game up to that point, anything substantial up to that point, and you give them that kind of goal, and it's just such a frustrating. You just see everybody just frustrated, like, damn, like that's not the kind of goal you want to concede to Arsenal. You want Arsenal to pick you apart. Saka's moving with Eze, and Rice is moving with Trossard and Marino, tiki-taka. That's the kind of goal you want to concede against Arsenal. Not the kind of goal where you just give them the ball 30, 35 yards from your goal, and they're in on goal. It's a great finish from Saka. You can ask questions about Roofs. Should he be beat at his near post? But that shot was so powerful and so far into the corner that I think we're all expecting the ball to go across goal. That's where most players would go. So you can forgive the keeper for letting that ball, go in. But then you can expect the Arsenal onslaught now. That goal gave Arsenal the confidence that I didn't think they had up to that point. I know Arsenal are the informed team in the Premier League, probably in the world right now, outside of Bayern. But I don't think Arsenal had the confidence that, obviously you believe you can get back into the game, but they weren't playing like they could get back into the game. It was kind of just pass the ball, the odd shot blocked here. Like, it wasn't anything concrete in terms of chances. But once that goal goes in, it just gave Arsenal a boost of confidence. And then they started pressing Sunderland. And even the goal that they scored, the second goal, Trossard's great hit that he scores, it's another error from one of Sunderland's players. Because Sadiki, Trey Hume's on your right side. One thing I've learned about this Trey Hume guy, he's a very, very good defender. 1v1, very good defender, strong in the tackle, strong on the ball as well. He's a very, very capable defender. You don't have to kind of help him in 1v1 situations. He'll figure it out. So he's telling Trey Hume to watch the overlap of Calafiori, and then he jumps the overlap to Calafiori, which is like a bizarre decision. And you just leave Trossard on his right foot. I think midfielders, defenders, they know you never give a forward cutting in on his right foot that shot. You always block it off and make him beat you on the left foot, especially when you have the help on the overlap. You can't jump on the overlap and get beat like that. It's a great strike from Trossard, and it's 2-1 Arsenal. And at this point, I'm thinking to myself, Arsenal are going to see the game out. This might have just broken Sunderland's confidence. But then Sunderland, they kind of pick it back up. They pick it back up and they start to press Arsenal a little bit more, which surprised me, right? But I know Arsenal, when they take the lead in tight games like this, they're not really the type to go for the third or fourth goal. They usually will sit back and protect what they have. And they were kind of dropping back more and more towards the end of the game. And then the ball started going to Adingra more. One thing about Adingra can give you the best wing play you've seen in years and the worst wing play you've seen in years. It's such a paradox, right? But today was great wing play from Adingra. He took his man on. He was putting balls in. He was committing players. He was interchanging with his teammates. He was playing it was a very good 30-minute cameo from Simon Adingra. And then the goal that eventually comes in, it's a great chipped ball to who, of course, Dan Ballard. This guy, he just looks huge. He just looks like an imposing physical figure, the kind of guy that you just bounce off, right? This guy's body fat must be 2%. It's insane. Premier League, proper center back. I'm telling you, you newly promoted teams, you need a guy like that. I don't know where you can find him, but you need a guy with that exact build in your team. The ball just falls to Brian Broby, and kind of a similar build to Ballard, just muscle. Holds up Gabriel, and Gabriel, hey, yes, there's all this talk about how Gabriel is so great in the opposition box and so great, but so many times Gabriel is just so weak in his own box. Like, I can't remember the goal it was. Maybe it was it early this season or was it last season, where he just like falls over in the box and somebody heads it in. I can't remember what game it was, but I promise you if I look it up, I'll find it. It's such a weak. Mind you, he's pulling Broby. Broby's just too strong. Players like that, don't grapple with them physically. Just play defense. You're not gonna outbody him. It's a great finish from Broby, and that's now 2 times against 2 of the biggest London clubs. All due respect to Spurs, where he's basically made the difference, right? That hold-up play against Chelsea to set the ball up for Taubi, and then now the way he held up Gabriel, and then flicks such an acrobatic, just beautiful flick over Ryan, 2-2. And I think when I look at the overall, play of the game, I don't really think it's an unfair result. I know Sunderland only had 2 real chances, and Arsenal, maybe had more chances. But I think both of these teams, Sunderland played to the level and beyond. I don't think Arsenal played to the maximum level. So in that regard, you could probably say a draw is a fair result from a Sunderland perspective. I think at least Arsenal fans might believe they should have won that game, and maybe they should. That block at the end by Dan Ballard again. I can't keep talking about this guy. This guy is this is a proper Premier League center back. The block he makes for Marino, game-saving, goal-saving block, exceptional. Man, the match performance, in my opinion, because not only did he get the goal and the game-saving block, he basically got the assist for Broby's goal. I don't know if he actually came off him last. I have to check, but he's the man of the match for me. But this Sunderland team, the way they're set up, yes, you have that back five that I mentioned earlier, and then you have a midfield of Sadiki and Xhaka, which you can maybe get outnumbered at times, but then you have Trey Hume coming into the midfield, kind of making it a midfield three, right? On that right side, with Sadiki on the left side, and Xhaka kind of in the pivot role. But what's great about that back five is that Mukiele has played right back in the past for PSG, and I want to say Leipzig as well. So he knows he can step into that right back role. Bella can step over to a right center back role. Geertruida has also played CB before at PSV, I want to say. So he knows that role. And then Reynudo can play left back. So you kind of fall into a back four, and Trey Hume can go into that midfield and make it a midfield three. And then you have Lefay, Isidore, and Traore up front. And if they're not giving you what you need, you can swap them out for different kinds of attackers. You can swap out Isidore, who's more of a silky, speedy, kind of technical, more of a finisher type of striker. Bring on Broby, bruiser, hold up play, can link up play. Great. And then Talbi and Adingra on the wings can replace Lefay and Traore. So it's a great kind of balance in this team, and a decent type of depth as well. So this Sunderland team is very, very well organized, very well set up, and they have a lot of top players that people might look at their team and think, oh, who are these guys? But I mean, I just mentioned it. Traore, Bertrand Traore has been around. He's been at Ajax. He's been at other big clubs. I believe he was at Chelsea early in his career. Don't quote me on that, but he's been around, right? Isidore is also a talented player. Enzo Lefay, we talked about him being in France. He's played at the top level as well. Obviously, Xhaka played at the top level. Sadiki's new, he's young, but he's a good player. Reynudo's played at Atletico Madrid. Geertruida has played at PSV. Ballard, yeah, he just came up. Trey Hume just came up, but they've shown that they're Premier League quality defenders. And then, of course, Mukiele has played at PSG, played at Leipzig. They have players that have played at high levels. Adingra played for Brighton. Talbi played for Brugge. Like, Broby played for Ajax. These are not just championship players. They're players that have played in European competitions. The players that have played in the Champions League. Like, this is not a small team. You might look like, oh, they just came up, but Sunderland, with their history, with the players that they've signed, this is one of the best promoted teams I've seen in a long, long time. I definitely do not see them going down. I think with the quality they have and the leadership of Granit Xhaka, there was a point in the game where it was 2-2. Sunderland got a throw in. Mukiele wanted to launch the ball up. Xhaka said, hold up, bro. Chill. Let's just take the 2-2 draw and go about our business. That kind of leadership is what you need in when you come up in the Premier League. And other, captains of maybe the Burnleys or the Leeds, they don't have the quality that Sunderland have in terms of the team and then the leadership. So you look at Sunderland, this team, not only do I think they're going to stay up, but this team can push for that top 10. If they get bold, they can even push for Europe, push for top 8. Who knows? Who knows? Like, realistically, who is looking like, I don't know how to put it into words, but why not them, basically? Why can't they do it? I thought Brian would give me more this season. I thought Villa would give me more this season. Someone is hanging around with those guys. So why not? Maybe they might fall off, but as of now, why not? Arsenal perspective, you weren't going to win every single game of the season. You weren't going to keep a clean sheet every single game of the season. But this was kind of a gut punch in terms of you had the win in the palm of your hand and you lose it. Now you go into the international break and you come out of the international break playing against Spurs, playing against Chelsea. That could be a very difficult period for Arsenal. They need to win at least one of those games. Right? Well, I think they will, because I just think they're better than both those teams. But they need to win at least one of those games, because you have Spurs, Bayern, and Chelsea. I'm not sure which order it is. Those are your 3 games to end November. That is a tough kind of schedule. And we know even Champions League can wear you out so much that your following performance is poor, right? We saw with Bayern earlier today. Bayern suffered against PSG with the red card for 45 minutes. They came and played Union Berlin today. They looked completely off the pace. So Arsenal are going to have to keep tight and just keep momentum throughout the month of November, because this is going to be 3 difficult games. If they drop points against Spurs or Chelsea, you know, tomorrow, if when Liverpool and City play, if one of them wins, the gap becomes 4 points, or no, actually, I think it becomes 4 points or 5 points, right? If they then drop points against Spurs or Chelsea, either of those teams, Liverpool or City, can cut that gap to what, 2 points? I think 2 points or 3 points. So it gets really, really, really tricky for Arsenal if they don't kind of finish this month strong. So I think they still will. I think, you know, against Spurs and Chelsea, I think they'll still get those wins. But this game was kind of a gut punch for them in terms of confidence. And we've seen in the past, Arsenal, when they're high, they're high. But when they get that kind of punch, that kind of demotivates them, you kind of see cracks in the team. So hopefully for Arsenal fans, that's not the case this season. Hopefully they're a little bit stronger, just in all facets of the game, mentally stronger. But this Premier League, anything it can switch in a flash. Liverpool we're cruising 5 points clear after 5 games. They're now 7 points behind after 10 games. It can change that quickly. So credit to Sunderland, an exceptional performance from them. Arsenal, it was also a good performance from them. It's a difficult place to go, Stadium of Light, but the Black Cats were lucky at the end of the day, and they get their point. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you very, very soon. Peace out.